um,
You telling me
it's
last
just
time.
a little bit problem. Um,
I'll have to
like,
pin you for that. I'm not gonna let it go easy. Tell me what
but
happened.
I just banned by a better bit now. So like I don't know. It's about two and third. Like and then it's on Tet holiday, and I remember that I have a visitor from like some my parents. They they tell me to play with them, like not really play, but just sit down and listen to their story.
So
And I
accompany them.
haven't.
The word is
Yeah,
accompany them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my parents said, what do you study on TED? Because TED is time for family, for play. So they just banned me from study. They tell me that if you don't be better if you study on TED. I just told them no. I just be banned, and I asked my teacher for a class, so I can't do that. But they don't understand.
Right. Okay. Oh, good. Oh,
Sorry so much.
I'll let us lie. I'll
Because
let us lie.
yeah, because you email back, yeah, you email back to me that you said that oh it's not a big problem, so I just will rely relieve.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Thumb, how was your interview? How was your interview?
Yeah, I think
Also, you bailed on me last week. You canceled my class. Both of you.
yeah. So I think we have the same problem, teacher.
What problem?
Yeah, to listen parents' story.
No, what your story? What your story? Tell me. It has to be different. It has to be different.
He lies.
Nah. Tell me what's wrong. What happened?
Yeah. So yeah. I don't know why I couldn't join your class. Yeah, maybe yeah, last week maybe I have the meeting with my yeah, maybe my classmate. So that's why I couldn't join your meeting and I canceled it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, um, how was the meeting? How was the interview going on? How was the meeting? How was the interview?
Yeah. I think it's a bad teacher.
Bad?
Yeah. Yeah, bad.
Not
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, not that bad. I think not that bad, but he just
No, it's bad to me.
How was it?
Yeah.
Tell me. Why do you
Yeah.
think it's bad?
Yeah. So firstly, when I joined the meeting, so they well, so it had three people in this room, and me is the fourth people. So and initially they only looked at me and I also look at them. I didn't know how should I say. So I say hello everyone.
What's wrong with
It,
that?
it, yeah, instead of saying first of all I would like to send my warmest greeting that I prepared before. Yeah, so and when they asked me the first question, they asked me about the challenges when I came to the US, but I heard about the benefits. So when I answered the question, they stopped me and repeat the question again. And after that, they also, yeah, they asked many questions, but I don't actually understand the fully sentences because, yeah, I don't know, but I can't focus on their question. Yeah, I only focus on myself to see my face. If yeah, so whether I smile or not. Yeah, so yeah, I think it failed. And some yeah, and I answer. I respond them very quickly, and it looked like I remember the answer. Not not per not sure too much, teacher. Yeah.
I don't think that's wrong, but the thing is, when you go in an interview, yeah, sometimes you pay attention yourself. you kind of really not focused to the interviewer whenever they say something. But a good point there, potentially. So when they ask the question and you can reply immediately, could potentially show that you prepare yourself.
Yeah.
So when they ask that question, okay, bang, I know this question, I prepare myself, and then you answer it right away. So it potentially could be a good point, not a bad point. Did you have your note with you at the time?
Yeah, so I don't use the note teacher because yeah, I afraid that they thought me used another tool to answer, so I don't use the notes.
Why? You can ask them, okay, is it okay for me to have a note with me?
Yeah, so but yeah, I also prepare the paper between yeah beside me, but
Mm.
yeah when I joined the meeting room, I afraid of anything. I didn't remember anything to ask them, so I yeah, so it's
You freak
really
out. Right,
yeah.
right. So it's because you don't have enough mock tests or you don't have enough experience for an interview.
Yeah, I think I have for mock tech interview, yeah, mock interview with Jamie Honse as well, and yeah, and some of my
Maybe,
friends.
maybe next time you try to do with someone you're afraid of.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah, that's my teacher. I think so.
Right.
Yeah,
So what happened happened. So I should try to think of a way to help you in the future. Is that, or I can think of like trying to have a mock test with the person you're afraid of, or with someone new. I'm not sure whether you have. When I was in uni, there was a unit that helped me to prepare for mock tests. Again, I still think that you do not have enough experience, or you not been in too many interview. Because when you have an interview, let's say a mock test, you know it'd be fine. But when in reality, let's say you have some person book an interview with you, that is when your adrenaline kicking. That gonna prove between fight and flight. So that's in this case. So
yeah,
right, okay, you can lower your expectation, do something else, and forget about it. So
yeah,
if you get it, you get it. But yeah, potentially the lower point that you mentioned earlier. So when they ask you a question, you reply straight away. Not not necessarily going to be a bad thing. Oh, good. So
yeah. Thank you, teacher.
so how was your holiday, Jamie?
Oh, I want to say something about that interview. Like, I think it's not that bad because before the interview, he has a mock interview with me and also other friends. Like, he's prepares very like fully. Yes, he have a good preparation for that. And he only make two mistakes. One question he can answer, and one because he answered wrong and they stopped them and he stopped him. Yeah, but I think the interview he just showed that his form round is very excellent, and the interview just want to know your attitudes and your English skill. Yeah, so I think he did a good job.
Not too
Have you
much.
have you been in an interview before?
Yes, I have in, but not too much. But I think so because I just asked my senior, yeah, who have interview on job or interview something. They get they, some talk shows about interview after work. Yeah, I just think so.
No, the point
From
I
my
asked,
yeah.
the point I'm asking that question is whether you have an actual interview before, and now you compared your feeling when you do an actual interview compared to when you do a mock interview. Does that make sense?
Like the experience
Well,
between.
I'll just ask you again, just say yes or no. Have you have an actual interview before?
Sorry, but what is actual? A
Real
real
Well,
interview?
a real interview.
A real interview, yeah.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now you compare your feeling when you have a real interview compared to the mock interview. What is the difference?
Um,
How was the feeling? How was your feeling when you have a mock interview and the real interview?
uh, it depends. Uh, like it depends on the people who interviewed me. Like I have one experience with the interview. Like they give me a very comfortable feeling, so I feel
Yep.
like comfortable and can just talk what I'm thinking, what I prepare for that. Yeah, but one is they're really serious and I need to be more like serious like them, and I have to be more careful when I answer my questions, so it's not like natural. Yeah,
Okay.
but also in the interview, of course, I just anxious, I just like scary, I just like my brain not working like normal. Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So earlier, I have one of the students, they have a bit of a trouble with the presentation. So this is kind of a trick that I normally use. When she prepare a lot for her presentation, well, from A to Z, when he to mock presentation, try to do it herself, go all went well up until that he went up to the stage and she have to explain herself. That where the struggle coming in, and because she keep thinking what other people thinking about her response, that freak her out. So that is the, I'm not sure what the right word. That is the thing that you shouldn't do most in an interview, because the more you worry about other people thinking about your answer, your brain gonna have some reaction, a knee jerk. So and you thinking twice about your response. Is how should I say that? In that situation, the most effective way to overcome it, the most effective way to overcome it, just to raise your voice. You raise your voice, speak it louder, and the moment you raise your voice, you force yourself to take in more oxygen, and the more oxygen lead to your brain, and it calm down your brain. So this happen with Tam. So normally Tam speak in a very fast way, but he do not speak in a loud voice, in not in a loud manner. So what he do is like he have some short breath, and it's just kind of panic, and his brain not gonna function properly. Does that make any sense? So it happened to me before. So whenever I have a presentation with CEO or chief executive manager, when I kick off, well, when I have a normal conversation prior to the meeting, my voice is really, really low, and I kind of feel sometimes I feel a bit shaky. But when I enter to the room, it's a bit of shaking in the beginning. But when I start to speak and then I raise my voice, then my brain take into action, and I'll just focus on what I need to say. I don't really care what people think about my response. So I just thinking, okay, what is the most logical way to explain this, and just keep going. And then when that one kick in, your brain work perfectly. Have you watched Maverick? Have you watched a movie called Maverick? Maverick 2, Top Gun. Do you know Tom Cruise?
Yes.
The most recent movie that coming out, where he's a pilot and he fly an airplane. Right. Okay. So I'll just make it short. So in the movie, he have a quote here. So when you fly on an airplane, and you're thinking about your process, what you need to do when you encounter an enemy, you'll be dying. So what he doing, he just reaction to. So sometime when you train, let's say for example, when you're breathing, you do not remember you need to breathe fast and slow. You just do it. Does that make any sense? So when you fly an airplane, so hang on, sorry. So when you breathing, you do not pay attention to how you breathe, and when you react to something that danger come to you, you just react. So like subconsciously you reaction to it. So let's say even an arrow or something to go toward you, you just seeing that your brain just have a reaction to duck it right away.
Um,
You don't think that okay, I'm ducking this way or you're ducking that way. So the moment you think that you duck this way or you duck that way, you gotta get hit. So when some object move toward you, you just duck. It doesn't matter which way, you just duck. You just get out of the way. So it's similar concept. So in the world, when you start to rationalize, okay, plan this, plan that, potentially you get killed because it's a dynamic situation. So that why I try to talk to them whenever you have a conversation or whenever you speak to me, try to slow it down, speak a bit louder rather than just like spill out nonstop. But does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
yes.
you try to practice it and then you make a habit of it. And then when you do something like that, is make a habit for you. When you speak to me, you speak in a slower manner, take more air into your lung, and you speak more louder. And yeah, kind of like that. Is that the concept? Is that make any sense? I combine a lot of concept here. So
Yes. I think I got
yep,
16.
yeah,
16.
yep. So there are a lot of time where you need to rationalize your thinking, but there's some time you have to act at your instinct. Is that is that make any sense?
Yes.
I don't think so. um, Now I just forget what was the lesson or what was the lesson I talked with you before that. I forget. What was I'm talking to Drami, not to Tom. So when I'm
Yeah.
pointing in this way, it mean I'm talking to Drami. When I'm looking this way, I'll talk to Tom. That how my screen is looking at. Okay. So do you have any concern or any question when you want to join my session today? Or any experience you want to share, and then we can break down before I can find some more subject to talk about.
I have a case,
Yep.
and the last, I just be banned from a Better Vietnam, and
Yep.
I just mixed, yeah, teacher Hồng Huỳnh sections. So he just emailed me if I want to join her, his class. So maybe last day or last 2 day,
Yep.
last day. Yeah, like we have a conversation about uh, law system in American and law system in Vietnam, and we have a really interesting conversation about jury.
Yep.
Yeah, in American they have like it's different. In American they have the judge don't give a decisions. Instead of that, it's 12 jury will give a decision for the case, but in Vietnam it's not. The judge will do all the thing. So let me see the
It's really
uh,
wrong. So I think the system in American is way better.
oh, yes. Oh, I think American is doing better because, yeah, they give 12 jury to discussions and finally give a decision. It's better than only one or
Yep.
maybe three people, yeah, compared to Vietnam. So I get a fine, like
Okay, I'll listen to you first before I write some questions.
yes. How can I send the file to you?
In the
Like a
chat,
case,
in the chat
a chat code, like
section.
it's a work file, a work file.
I think you
So I
can
can
drop. I think you can drop it there. Drop the file in the
really.
chat section. Try it. I think you can. Or you
No,
can
I think I
share
can.
your screen. I think you can share your screen and we can all look at it.
Ah, yeah, yes, okay. Let me share my screen. Yeah, this is a case, a real case, and yeah, if we can like discuss, can you see my screen?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
clear.
yeah, like yeah, like we can read the case and
Can you
give.
summarize for us? Can you summarize for us?
I think the case is short if you can read because it have a lot of detailed things that have us to yeah to prove our opinion.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, move on. Reader. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Not sure about that. Tam, you good?
Yeah, I just Tam, I
Yeah,
just have sent it.
yeah, yeah. I can
Yeah,
understand. Sure.
yeah.
Hey, what was I? Just stated. Okay. Okay, go on. Okay, go on.
Yeah, that I think
Oh,
it's
that's it?
fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
so how was your discussion with Mr. Huỳnh Hùng?
we haven't discussion about the case. Yeah, it is
Okay.
new. He just give me and uh, asked me to discuss with others, and after that, tell him my opinion.
Okay. Tam, do you have
Yeah.
any opinion about that?
Yeah. So yeah, I think I choose. Yeah, the first choice. Yeah. No, no, the second choice teacher. Yeah. To find him, guiding the lesser charge.
Ah, I have sent you the case through email. Yeah, you
Ah,
can
okay.
check that. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah.
good. I got all of that. So why do you choose a second option?
Yeah. So the reason why I chose it because I think yeah like I think when he shot yeah when he shot the Martin, so uh the reason is the purpose is to like is to save himself, and he are trying to, yeah, because the the Silver, yeah, to save himself because Martin did a bad work. Yeah, so I
Hang
think
on.
so.
So if you're thinking that Silver is trying to save himself, you should choose the third option, not the second option. Second option is like he not defend himself. He tried to hurt or like unintentionally kill that person. So if he defend himself, he not being judged. You should choose option three, not second.
Oh, yeah, but in Vietnam, I have read some case, and if you sought someone to defend yourself, it's also and the judge also yeah accuse of you yeah
No, there
No,
is.
it's depends. It
Go
depends.
ahead. Go ahead, Jamie. Try to explain it to them.
No, I just it depends that if you want to defend yourself, but the damage is not too high. But if you defend yourself but you kill someone, you maybe go to the jail. Yeah.
No, it's
So
different. So let's say if somebody attack you, you try to defend yourself. Let's say I have a knife, and that person also have a knife or have a knuckle something. You warn them, do not attack me. I'm gonna use a knife to defend myself. You stab them once. Okay, that person gets stabbed, keep attacking you. You defend yourself, stab him another time. Okay, for some reason that person die. You're not guilty. You're not guilty at
um
all. Right. But if
yeah.
that person attack you, you stab them one, and they start to run away, and you start to chasing them and stab him another time, you is like you're gonna be in a second. I think you categorize as a second murder degree or the manslaughter between two of that. So they're different. So when you defend yourself and the other one is actually stayed in somewhere in the law. So some people when they're attacking you, you defend yourself that good, but when that person drop the intention to kill you or attacking you and run away and retreat, and you decide to chase after them and kill them, so that's a different thing. So also you need to always give a warning. You always give a warning for I'm gonna stab you. If you step further, you go into my like boundary, and I'm gonna stab you. Well, I'm not. Well, now it's just, we're just talking to the case that we assume that the law is fair, right? Not in the case of bribery. So assume the case the law is fair. So that how they normally interact. That how they normally process the case. However, in this case, again, I'm gonna ask you again, Tam. What do you think? Do it again. You can try to do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. So after hearing both of you to answering explain your like perspective, I think I will I will change. I know. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know how to say. Um. Yeah.
Okay, so what option do you choose? That's fine. It's like it's no right and wrong. You can give out your opinion because as I mentioned earlier, in in a court system in American, you have about 12 jury. You give that way you have about 12 perspective of a 12 person. If the majority win over, they decide that because sometimes the jury can choose the first option or the second option or the third option, depend on the evidence provided to them, and they can interpret that differently. So, well, to tell me what you think is not right or wrong, and the crucial party, you have to explain to me why you come to that conclusion or why do you choose that decision. That's the important part. Does that make any sense?
Yes. I can. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So before before Silver decided to to shoot him, I think he also have some like clue because like Martin did some like bad way to like look at the empty house or doing something kind of like that. So and when he shot him, he also like I think it's called like prevent a bad thing before it happened. So I think yeah Yeah, but he also killed the person. Yeah, like I yeah. So in the case, it's mentioned that like they have fight each other, but I don't actually yeah, I forgot like whether Silver ran away or not. Yeah,
You can reread again.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think. Do you want me to forward the email to you that Jamie just sent to me?
yeah. Jamie have just sent to me, teacher.
Okay. You can reread again in the you know what? Just wait until you finalize, and then we can listen to Jamie conclusion
Yeah,
and discuss
yeah,
about it.
yeah. I think Jamie should go first.
No, my point is wait for you to finish reading again,
Yeah,
and then complete your conclusion before we move to Jamie, because I want you to hear the version from Jamie as well.
yeah. Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, it's like it's have a lot of hard word, very a lot of new words. So yeah, I just translated it.
Okay, you know what? Let listen to Jamie version. Okay, let hear Jamie out to see what's he thinking about it. What do you
So
think
I
about this,
also
guys?
yeah I also choose the second choice is to find him a guilty of a lesser charge of manslaughter. Like I don't actually understand what is definition, so I translate it and I
Yep.
see the manslaughter is unlawful killing, and that doesn't involve malice. Like the the man, uh, the name, like the silver, not have malice.
Yep.
Or he see Martin, I guess, because reading the background, we can see that in that, oops, like in this area, there's like a lot of here. There's a lot of like bad thing happen in this area. So we have Silver who protect the areas. Yeah. Uh, Pardon me if I have unclear explanations, but
No, it's good.
yeah, and uh, and like as as at first, when Silver see Martin, he just have observed to Martin and see what did he do, what was he do, and Silver has called to the police to announce that we have a very suspicious guy, and Silver not pretend to do anything. He just want to call police, and maybe police will solve it. But when Silver saw Martin running, like he scary that he do something bad and started running. So he keep follow Silver keep follow Martin. But when the I think when the dispatcher say we don't need you to do that, so Silver responds okay, but I think Silver still follow Martin, and after that I think Silver go out to his car, and I think he want to do a conversations with Martin, or like want to see Martin what did Martin do, and I don't know, but um, we can see with auto side report, we see Martin, he had no effect. No, what is like very like khám nghiệm tử thi, I can see is there, but there's no other juries was found on Martin's body, and from the witness account, um, the witness say that they see uh, Martin is on top, Silver, and start to punch him. And Silver's yelling, call somebody to help him because he he was punched and he on the emergency situation. Yes, I like he in a very emergency situations like he can die and also in 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 a autopsy report we can see that like this like the medical examiner found Martin was killed by an injury resulting from a single gunshot to the chest fired at intermediate range. It means that I don't know, but from my understanding, that Martin in Silver is in emergency situations and he too scared. He can like punch again Martin, like he can defend by his like he has to use the gunshot to get him out that emergency situation. So he had immediately ran like a shot. Like like I think Silver he don't think that he want to kill this guy or he want to do something with this guy because I think he don't make sure that Martin is a bad person or not. But Silver want to know that what Martin is really doing in this area. But when Silver's in emergency situations, he punch and he call help, but nobody can help him, and he think he gonna die, but he have gun on his body, and he wants to save himself on that situation, so he just take a shot. And unfortunately, it's on a chest of Martin, and Martin just died.
Yep.
Yeah, so from the thinking of Silver, he had no malice to Martin. He just suspicious about this guy is a bad person or not, and he not pretend to kill this guy or to to kill Martin. He just want to defend himself, and he just want to he just want to defend himself. And at the emergency situation, he can think anything. He want to save himself, so he just take a shot. So I think it's on the second option is here.
Yep. So you choose the second option.
Yeah, the second option. How
Well,
about yeah?
I'm thinking I still need more evidence, but I lean toward the third option, but I need more clearer evidence. I'm gonna guide you. Why do I think in that is the case? When I hit Bill heading and so hang on.
No, I have one more thing to say. Like, I don't know, but it is just, no, but when Silver use gun, he just want to save himself. But with the same things of that is, he know that if using guns is the last choice can save him. But this, when he take a shot, he can damage to Martin and can cause Martin die. But he still do that, so he is guilty.
So
But
there.
not,
Sorry.
but
Go ahead.
not yeah,
Go
not just, but not the first option, but the second option.
So what I've been thinking, I need more information on that. If you look at the defense argument, right? You go up, no, down a bit.
Yeah.
You look into defense. You look at the part defense also show a chunk of concrete to the jury, telling them that Martin was not an unarmed teenager when he allegedly hit Silver head against the sidewalk. Can you see that part? Nearly at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth line. Yep, that part. Can you understand that part? I'll explain it to you. Your call ending 15-minute upgrade. What the what? Now I think it's for 2 person. It's restricting our call to like 15 minutes. Maybe after this I'll create a different link and send it to you. Okay.
Yeah.
So that line is Martin when the defender said that when Martin tried to attack Silva, he not using bare hand because there are different between if you have a weapon, if you arm with a weapon and with your bare hand. When you face a person threatening your life with bare hand, you're not allowed to use your gun to shoot them. That unlawful. That potentially you know the fact that gun can outmaneuver a knife or a stone, but like in a closed situation. In this case, so in the paramedic, they saying that the gunshot was in intermediate range, which is like 3 to 46 centimeter, which is like this. And if you look that line, the defense is saying that there a chunk of concrete. It means that Martin used that concrete to slap on Silver head. Does that make any sense? He just kind of slap again and again and again like that. So it means that in this case, it's saying that the Martin is not unarmed, as other people saying he armed with a chunk of concrete on his hand. You thinking like if somebody have a concrete smatter somebody else's head, well, do you think you can kill that person?
Yes.
See, well, this is just that's why I'm saying it need more evidence because they stop right here, and the forensics they do not investigate further detail about that. They didn't verify whether that concrete have the handprint or have any blood mark of Martin on it. So that's why I need more evidence. I need more detail of the concrete chunk that the defender mentioned about before I can proceed further for my argument. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yep. And when I'm read through this, I ignore all the detail about how many focal, whatever the condition of the night, all of that bullshit. I do not care. All I care is the action. What happened? What action between the witness? What happened on the floor? They clearly saying that Silva is standing up, wet on his back, and Martin face down. And the witness actually saying that Martin was on top of Silva, trying to beat him. But again, so the more serious detail here. So Martin actually attacked Silva, but whether I want to know whether Martin was armed or unarmed at the time. And I need more evidence. I need more investigation before I can process further. Does that make any sense?
Yes, but I think I have something in here. I try to find that after the fight, they have showed that Martin has injury on his face, but I don't know how it's serious or
Yeah.
not, but I just like that line.
Well, the injury could be come from, let's say, Silva fall on the sidewalk. So they mentioned like if you go into the defense argument next to the section I mentioned earlier, go down, go down, go down. Highlight, go down to the defense argument, go down. If you highlight the parts where you highlight earlier, defense also show a chunk of concrete to the jury, telling them that Martin was not unarmed teenager when he allegedly hit Silva head against the sidewalk. So the injury they saying that could be from when Martin hit Silva and Silva face get hit on the sidewalk, and that could be potentially where the injury coming from. But they did not verify whether the concrete was an actual weapon or not. So they need to do more investigate about the concrete chunk. Does that make any sense? Any objection?
No, but if we are a jury, we just have, I don't know if the jury can ask for more information.
Yeah, of course. There are a lot of case, like even the case recently you hear with who the lady that's steal a lot of money from other people. Um, Lang. I don't know. Her name is Lang. You know, recently in Vietnam there are case of a land that person steal a lot of money from bank. So with the
Trương Mỹ
court
Lan,
case,
yeah.
yeah, Trương Mỹ Lan, yes, you heard for that case, you have many courts booking, not just one course for a day, and then they can finalize the whatever the conclusion. You have multiple days for the court, so you come in here, listen to the evidence. If the evidence is not enough, send back to the forensic department for investigate further. Investigate further. If they cannot prove that point, send back investigating further. So now I have the right to send it back, prove that concrete. Where is that? What is that concrete mean? Is that like a kind of a weapon that Martin equipped himself at the time when he tried to attack Silver? Does that make any sense? You don't convince my answer. That's fine. So that's why we have different perspective. But that's my perspective.
And which one do you choose?
None. So I
The
just
white vote.
no, it's not why vote. I send the evidence back. The evidence need to be verified. Now the defendant just hand out the defendant just give out a piece of a concrete piece without any verification yet. So he just present the weapon to the jury. So the investigator need to investigate what is that concrete. Is that a weapon or not? If the investigator coming back and say, okay, that concrete is a weapon that Martin hold when attack Silver, that changed my option. So now it become the second degree murder. But if the investigator coming back saying that, okay, that piece of concrete was the weapon that Martin used to attack Silver at the time, now I'll choose the third option, which is not guilty. Does that make sense? So I'm not choosing
Yeah.
anything. I'm not going why vote. I need the evidence to be verified.
Oh.
So and really be careful when you read some kind of essay like it or report like this. You have to focus on the fact, not the environment. Sometimes you can use the environment just to say something about the emotion of the person who make the action. Sometimes, but not in this case. In this case, they list a lot of like unnecessary focal. I don't really care. All I focus is the missing evidence that need to be verified. Does that make any sense?
Yes. I'm trying to think.
And manslaughter, lesser charge of a manslaughter. I think it categorized as slaughters because whatever that associate with manslaughter, it means that you plan for it and you kill people unlawfully. And second degree is in here. Like I'm just thinking, yeah, it could be categorized as the second option. It really depends. I need this to be investigate more about that piece of concrete. It tell a lot of things, and I need to hear more about how the defendant defends himself before court. So I'm not gonna give my 3 options like that. I'm not gonna choose 1, 2, 3 like that. No. See? So this is critical thinking I try to teaching in my class. So even though you have 3 options there, you're not necessary to treat that out that 3 option. You can choose your own option. You don't sound convinced. That's fine.
Yeah, I just missing the jerk of concrete.
What? The church of what?
Like, I read this and I just mix the information about, uh, like the thing you say. What is that? A jerk, a chunk of concrete.
Concrete.
Yeah,
A chunk of concrete.
con a chunk of concrete.
Concrete.
Yes.
Do you know what a concrete means?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's like, yeah.
It's like this, but in brick. I can use this to
Yeah.
kill you. One hit and you're
Oh.
gone.
Oh, yeah. That is a new point. That's right. Yeah.
Yep. One hit or maybe
On,
2 hit and then you're gone.
yes. And on a, and it's also on the
And
head.
and
Yeah.
hang on, I think they actually describe the hang on. Seventy yard. Also in this case, they're not describe the physical difference between silver. Uh, yeah, it not describe the difficult in physical appearance between silver and Martin.
Oh,
Let's say Martin
yes.
is like no, let's say Martin is like 2 meter guy, and silver is a 1 meter and a half guys. That make a lot of difference.
Yes, that's right. Like at the first, like, and I'm thinking, like, uh, what in English? Like, em tự nhận định rằng, yes, Martin is the big guy. Yeah. I
He
don't have
didn't say
any
anything here.
suspicions on this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if Mr. Huỳnh Hùng say anything, also when Mr. Huỳnh Hùng say anything, you can say in the quote, human was not born equal, but the code make people equal. The code is not a type of gun. So when you have a gun on hand, everybody equal. Does that make any sense? So when you was
Yeah.
born, some people can be bigger and some people can be smaller, but the code make people equal. One piece of bullet, maybe 2 to the head, you die. So that is a quote from American. I think people love that quote. Colt is a kind of the first weapon that being made in America, where you have 6 pieces of bullet. So that when the Ranger first use when they encounter the Native American, well, during the Civil War time, or maybe before that, if I remember incorrectly, Ranger, who is American, and Native people, they have gun and they clash between each other all the time. But Native American, they do not using gun, even though they have it. They use arrow. At that time, they really efficiency in using arrow. They can hold 5 arrow in their hand and they keep shooting like that continuously, and they just kill. I think at that time Ranger a lot, and the Ranger is a kind of a special force from the US at the time. So the US they're using, even though when they're using gun, but they only one shot at a time, and every single time they reload it, the Native American already like in the first arrow, second arrow, and they on the third arrow try to shooting them already. So they really kind of don't have enough firepower. And then the Colt being invented. Nobody liked the Colt at the time. The Colt is a kind of a handgun. It have a 6 bullet in the chamber. So it's Colt like this. It's similar that you bam and then click. another chamber, go to the you can see like in the Wild West movie back in the day.